Hi and welcome to Advent Back Care. I'm going to ask Bob for assistance again today. So today we're looking at an exercise or stretch that's going to work the spinal erector muscles, the muscles around the sacrum and through the glutes. But we're also looking at freeing up the sacrum itself through here, the SIJ, sacroiliac joint or junction, depending on where you want to be, and a little bit of femoral rotation, because those joints tend to get used optimally through flexion, not often through rotation or extension. So we're going to be targeting those movement patterns today so that you can get a really lovely stretch through those muscles there. So we've got different length spinal erectors that kind of go at different junctions all the way up. And they do exactly what their title suggests, which is to hold us up in through extension, or correct term, erection, but that always makes me giggle. We're also going to be looking at some of the other muscles surrounding the ribs, the lats, the latissimus dorsi, all the muscles that make us look like we've got wings when we're opening up here. Because we don't spend enough time as modern human beings in extension. We spend a lot of time going through flexion. We're sitting, we're on our phones, we're driving. Everything we do in modern life generally brings us forwards into an anterior position and our head drops forwards. And that puts a lot of extra pressure through our back, particularly our lower back, because we've got heavy things at the top that just get heavier the further and further forwards that they are. So any movement pattern that we can do that's going to open us out, bring us into extension, we're going to counterbalance that, ease the pressure off, particularly any pressure going on around here, and just buy you a little bit of space and time. Okay, so this pose is called child's pose. It's also baby pose, half cat. There's many different names for it, but we're going to refer to it today as child's pose. We're also going to add in, as I said earlier, some femoral rotation. So please watch the demonstration. If you need to adapt this stretch in any way, putting cushions under your knees, not sitting back as far, anything at all is absolutely fine. I just encourage you to try and do what you can with what you have, okay? Not everybody is super flexible through this range of motion, and lots of people get cramp in their feet. So do what you can, okay? So we're going to come down, we're going to start on all fours, and like before, I'm going to show you from multiple different angles so you can get a nice view. Okay, so part one, flatten your feet. Then sit your bottom back as far as you feel comfortable to go. If that's here, great. If it's all the way flat, brilliant. If you feel like you want to take your knees wider apart, perfect. This is all good, okay? This is all good. Then I'd like you to walk your hands out as far away from you as you can. Keep them straight. Now my head is going to go down onto the floor. Okay? And we're going to hold this position and breathe. Okay? Now each time you exhale, you want to sink a little bit further into it. Now, as you can see, my fingers are tented to begin with. So then eventually, as I flatten my hands, the stretch gets a little bit more. So if we start here, take a couple of breaths, and then I lengthen out my hands, the stretch feels a lot more. Now we have options here. To increase the stretch, we can go over to one side with our hands and still pushing our bottom all of the way back. We can stay here for a few seconds. Then we can go all the way back over to the other side and then stay here for a few seconds and rest. But the part that I really want to focus on with you is femoral rotation. So we're literally going to rock through our legs, yeah, whilst in that child's pose. So we're going to come forwards and roll your hips side to side. Now, if you have inflexible knees and this hurts, back right off there, and your rotation will be coming more through your pelvis. It's not the same, but it's in the same ballpark. It's pretty close, okay? Don't hurt yourself just in a different area just to try and open up the stretch somewhere else. Do what feels okay for you. Now, if you've got good range of movement, you're going to feel brilliant after that stretch. Same rules apply, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 3 rounds, bare minimum. If you wanted to do 5 or 6 rounds, it's absolutely fine. And if you want to layer all the exercises we've done in the Advent so far together to make a workout, great. If you're doing it one day at a time, also brilliant. This is all an invitation to try and help you feel a little bit better and understand why we do the things we do.